Some fans believe it will happen. Juventus with Ronaldo number 7 on the back of the new shirt. Gab Marcotti, as promised, joins us on the show. Gab, any news?
No, I mean, as you said, we were told something would happen early in the week, and that an agreement in principle was all there. It hasn't happened today on Monday, so we'll see. Early in the week stretches to Tuesday. We'll see what happens. Clearly, every vibe that's coming from Ronaldo's people is that the deal is agreed. They have not put pen to paper. It's a question, I think, of taking this important step, which is Cristiano making an announcement saying he's going to go. I think it's very important to Real Madrid that it's clear that it's Cristiano wanting to move on after 9 seasons, 4 Champions League titles, 5 Ballon d'Ors, or 4 Ballon d'Ors, I guess, with Real Madrid. That's something that's very important. I think negotiating the terms of that. Remember today you had this tweet from Karim Benzema where he didn't officially say goodbye, but it certainly felt that way in the language that he used. You had Luis Enrique being announced as the new Spain manager. So it's entirely possible that is what held this up from Cristiano's perspective.
Gab, you don't need me to tell you that the Italian league used to be the league in Europe. Of course, it was then overtaken by the Premier League. How much could Ronaldo moving to Juventus be a catalyst for Italian football to return to those glory days?
I don't know, Dan. I mean, well, and first of all, we are speaking hypotheticals here, just to be very clear. Deals hit last-minute snags all the time, so this is not done yet, and it could yet take some time. But should it go through, people are making a really big deal out of it, as if this alone is going to take Serie A back to where it was. It's going to take a lot more than that, but I think a lot of positive things have happened over the last 2 or 3 years in terms of very talented young players, in terms of clubs being run better and more seriously, in terms of certain individuals being made to pay for their mistakes. So, the league is coming back slowly, organically, if you will. But I think what Cristiano would do is help take a giant leap forward and then hopefully stimulate some kind of virtuous cycle, which would help accelerate the return of Serie A. So it's not going to do it on its own. It's not going to do it without the framework, which is already in place and which is growing, but it has to continue to grow.
Let's take Mbappe out of the picture.
Okay.
You're Florentino Perez. Who do you get?
So all things being equal, and all of those names that we've been talking about are available, I go after Harry Kane. I need somebody who can score goals. Ronaldo, with him gone, that level of productivity is also gone. So I go after Harry Kane, and then I need a playmaker behind him or alongside him. And if that's the case, I don't go after Neymar. I go after Eden Hazard.
Right.
And so at this point in their careers, I believe more in Eden Hazard in the sense that, okay, he's going to complement Harry Kane better than Neymar would. I wouldn't have said that before the tournament. I wouldn't have said that before this Champions League with PSG and Neymar. But I'm saying that now simply because I think it's a better fit with Kane and Hazard.
Harry Kane.
I agree absolutely with Ali. Harry Kane will give you goals. Ronaldo is a goal scorer. He's not a playmaker anymore. He's not somebody who's going to go past people with the ball. He's a goal scorer. And I think that Harry Kane is a great goal scorer. He's proved it over the last 2 years. He hasn't played brilliantly in the World Cup, but he's still scored goals, some of it from the penalty spot. But I think he'll do a really good job.
There's also a history of Spurs selling players to Real Madrid. So there's obviously been some business transactions between Perez and Daniel Levy. So maybe it's just a knock on the door and says, look, we can help pay for that new stadium that you just built. And Harry Kane can help pay for that.
But all these names we're talking about, there's a fair percentage chance that it doesn't happen.
You've got to ask the question, haven't you?
But you've got to make sure you get something. So what's wrong with Lewandowski at Bayern? He's been trying to talk his way out of there. They don't seem to be very happy with what he's saying either. It wasn't particularly brilliant last season, I will admit. But the guy's got quality, and so at the end of the day, if you can't get Kane, you go for Lewandowski.
I just want to go back to Kane for a moment. Daniel Levy?
He'd be under a bit of pressure, wouldn't he, from the Tottenham fans?
Yeah, he would.
But he emigrate.
In the past, he sold, as soon as a big offer comes in, he sold his best players.
If you're Harry Kane, you'd want to go. Yeah? Is that just...
I'm not sure, because he loves Spurs. I think he feels comfortable there. Is he someone that would get homesick? You know, because sometimes
I agree.
players go somewhere and they don't always fit in. They're not quite happy. Then he's loved by the Tottenham fans. He's loved by everybody in England at the moment, Harry Kane. If he goes somewhere else and suddenly he's questioned, will he be able to make sure that he doesn't crumble?
What if he goes and he does well?
That's it. So only he will know that. Only he will know that.
What do you think, Stevie?
Listen, as a professional player, I think you have to try and play with the best. And if it means breaking a few hearts along the way, sometimes it just happens. And if I'm Harry Kane, I'm going to Real Madrid.
You someone like Rush, who was probably the best striker in world football at one point. He went to Juventus and couldn't play at all. Had to go back to Liverpool eventually.
This, of course, all depends really on whether or not Cristiano Ronaldo joins Juventus. Be sure to keep an eye on ESPNFC.com. If and when this happens, we will be breaking it there. Goodness me, what a story that would be.